Good evening, and welcome back to Ghosts of Parkersburg. I'm your host, and tonight we are going to continue with our spooky story series from the Blennerhassett Hotel. Yes, there are several, and there were a few that I liked, but there was only so much time for me to talk about a few of them. But this time, I'm gonna discuss some more. So here we go. Our next story is one called Wake Up Bellboy, and the story is this. Many hotel guests who have actually stayed in the guest bedrooms have reported waking up to a bellboy smiling down on them. Now, eyewitnesses say, yes, I say eyewitnesses say because I've never actually seen these for myself. I haven't actually seen any of these ghosts for myself because I have never actually been in the hotel, so who would have known? Now, anyway, eyewitnesses say that he was wearing a blue cape with a rope and a blue uniform, and that he has very short hair. His ears are like protruded, sticking out or something. He overall appears to be from like the 20s or 30s or something like that. I don't know. You be the judge. This is just from what people say. And then after waking them up, he just simply disappears. This is kind of a weird story to say. Maybe a ghost, may not be, or it's probably just the way the hotel does their wake-up calls. But before I think about that too much, I'm going to move on to another encounter, which happens to be called the Woman in White. Now, from her clothing, she also appears to be from the 1920s or 30s. I can't personally say that because, again, I've never actually been there. She typically appears wearing a white cap, which is pulled almost completely over her eyes. She has a jacket that is trimmed with white fur and a mini plain shirt that is a skirt, actually. Sorry about that. It also happens to be white. I'm pretty sure everything she wears is white. Yeah, in fact, everything she wears is all white. Why else would she be called the Woman in White? Anyway. She's usually seen walking quickly towards the elevators. It seems almost as if she steps inside. Well, she goes to elevators, and then what happens? It's all I know. She goes to elevators. In fact, one past employee had asked her to hold the door, and it seemed like she actually did it. However, when the man got into the elevator, there happened to be nobody inside. So, I don't know what personally happened there. He could smell the lingering scent of lavender perfume. Oh, and often the elevators will stop on the second floor for absolutely no reason at all. And this is often where her presence is felt. That's it. I'm going to end it right there. Now, I'm going to move on to the third and final for this evening's show. This is called The Ballrooms. Now, this is going to sound... I don't know how this is going to sound, but many hotel guests have actually noticed that the Blennerhassett Hotel is somewhat similar to the Stanley Hotel in Colorado, which happens to be where a movie was filmed, which happens to be named The Shining. Now, I can't speak for this in actuality because I've never actually seen the film. Man, I've never actually seen a lot of things, actually. But I do know that both of these hotels are considered to be quite possibly one of the most haunted hotels in this country. But I digress. Anyway, back to the story. And that's in the ballrooms, which are located on the first floor of the Blennerhassett Hotel. Spirits there like to fool hotel employees with their ghostly hijinks. Like, when employees are getting ballrooms ready for special events, the settings for dinners will be rearranged. Items cannot be found, and then will just simply reappear in obvious places. Oh, and also, one time when an employee was getting a ballroom ready, a microphone had been set up for whatever reason. You could hear I don't know. Yeah, apparently that employee may have heard a woman's voice coming through that microphone, which might have been the ghost of somebody who had been known to haunt the hotel, somebody named Madame Mabel Mackey, who I have zero information about at this moment, but I would love to learn more. Anyway, that is going to finish this episode and my series of 2 episodes of the Blennerhassett Hotel. I swear, my next episode will focus on something different. But I will leave it to decide if this is... Well, is this hotel really haunted? I think it is, from what I've heard and told you all, but I'll say it's up to you to decide.